Yo, what's up? The HR2 Productions back with a brand new video. And yeah, I think y'all know what time it is. So there's this rumor going on or going around that CM Punk might end up going to AEW or getting back some other wrestling company, which basically means it's that he's going to get back in the ring some way, somehow. So apparently, I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to seeing my boy CM Punk back in the ring. You know, so we're gonna check out my boy Planet Productions saying that this is going to change everything for AEW. So that doesn't mean that he's gonna end up going to AEW just yet. So we don't know what CM Punk is gonna do, but I'm up for it. So let me share this bad boy right here. God, this internet's so slow. Y'all, please forgive me. Let's get it.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
Oh, yes, you do. Yes, you do.
CM Punk made some headlines today with breaking news.
Oh, that's the
reported by
tweet.
Sean Ross Sapp, who is a very reliable source, that CM Punk is planning a wrestling return. More specifically, he's been talking to Tony Khan about joining AEW, and that
What? So this whole time, we thought that we don't know what he was going to do. So the fact that he's going to be going to AEW, God, I hope this is true. If CM Punk is on TV, oh, you bet you will. You can rest assured I will be watching on TV because CM Punk changed everything in the WWE when it came to his famous pipe bomb. CM Punk changed everything. I don't care what everybody says. Y'all can cry, y'all can complain all you want, but CM Punk made wrestling for what it is today. If it wasn't for that famous pipe bomb, no cap.
is absolutely incredible news for all wrestling fans around the world. Outside of that, there's also been reports stating that Daniel Bryan is not going to re-sign with the WWE, and the merchandise team
What?
is not.
Okay, I'm just getting news left and right. CM Punk is going to AEW. Daniel Bryan is not signing a new contract with the WWE. Bro, this is sick. Man, 2021 is crazy. Ever since the crowd came back, I feel like WWE is at its peak again. Just a little bit, but not a lot. Oh my goodness. There's so much things we need to talk about.
Not going to feature him moving forward, which means that he's most likely not going to come back to WWE, and the rumors are running around that he might join AEW as well. This means that All Elite Wrestling is most likely going to add CM Punk and Bryan Danielson to their roster, and I think this is going to change everything for AEW.
Oh, I know it will.
If Tony Khan really managed to sign both of these men, it will be...
Just imagine the rivalry between CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, or Phillip versus Bryan Daniels in All Elite Wrestling. Imagine seeing the rivalry on AEW of how big the storyline is going to be. If it's that gruesome, I'm here for it.
Be huge for the wrestling world, and today I'm going to tell you why this will have such a big impact for AEW and the wrestling community. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video. I've spoken about this in the past before, but I will mention it again. Wrestling is all about creating special moments that people will remember forever. CM Punk and Bryan Danielson making their respective debuts in AEW would be two of those moments that people will forever cherish. If it were to happen, it would create a lot of buzz for AEW. Many
Now,
people
CM Punk changed the game with the pipe bomb. Now, here's the thing. The funny story with me back in 2010, I was heavily rooting for John Cena because he joined the Nexus. Because I was such a John Cena fan back then. But after realizing what this company was doing, when he made that infamous pipe bomb, it changed everything. He became the new generation of Stone Cold Steve Austin in the best way possible. His feud with Triple H, you know, then his feud with Paul Heyman and Ryback and Brock Lesnar before he got fired on his wedding day. Bro, CM Punk made WWE for what it is. If it wasn't for CM Punk, like I said, none of us wouldn't be watching WWE if it wasn't for him. I'm being blatantly honest here.
will be tuning into the show to see what will happen with Daniel Bryan and or CM Punk, and that is exactly what AEW needs. These debuts would be the buzz that could tremendously help all elite wrestling right now, and people will be talking about this for months, years, and from decades. Like literally when they're telling their grandkids if wrestling is still a thing, this will be something that pops up.
Man, like I said, Daniel Bryan and CM Punk are going to end up changing AEW forever. Like I can smell money coming. I just know it. I just know it.
The first major implication that these two debuts would have is instantly bringing in more viewers to the company.
Yeah.
If CM Punk and Daniel Bryan both join All Elite Wrestling, I think that AEW Dynamite will be able to hit 1 million viewers on a weekly basis, if not a little more. One of the biggest issues with Dynamite's ratings is that they've been stuck around 800,000 viewers, and nothing seems to be helping them. Whether that's Sting joining, Miro making his debut, Andrade becoming All Elite, or Malachi Black stunning Cody Rhodes, it has not really had a significant impact on the ratings in the long term. Daniel Bryan and CM Punk are two huge names that would bring in a lot of casual wrestling fans because a lot of casuals know who they are. I believe they can bring two.
And you want to know what's really sad about this whole thing? The moment Goldberg showed up on Raw is what was wrong with Raw and WWE in general. Vince McMahon is so busy. He's so busy caring about legends, bringing them back to draw ratings. You barely had time working with your current talent. So that lets me know, A, you show lack of effort of working with your current wrestlers, creating better storyline, and creating legacy moments with them. Goldberg had his chance with the WWE. So he was just blatantly giving everything to him, everything handed to him on a silver platter. Born with a silver spoon in his mouth because he's a legend, right? So they come back for the championship without working hard for it, without, wrestling a few matches for #1 contender spots to become champions. And when you're a part-timer, you can just come back and just get the title. It don't work like that, Chief. It will never work like that. I don't care what anybody else says. You have to earn it. And I think that's what's wrong with this company, brands like Raw in general. And for what happened to go, with Bobby Lashley, that was a sign of an epic failure. So you got 2 NXT debuts on Raw that took L's. Ever since the crowd came back, and I literally thought that things was going to change. But there was no change either. I didn't see the change from anything. And it's obvious.
200 to 300,000 viewers on a weekly basis. That might be me being a little bit too optimistic, but I can see it because I know that I would be watching on a more consistent basis because I've been quietly watching their shows, but more of their big shows but this would make each week must-see television.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a must-watch.
CM Punk and Daniel Bryan would add a lot to the in-ring product of AEW. This is an issue that I've had with the company for the last year, which is why I kind of stopped watching it for a while. A lot of you guys think it's a copyright thing, but it's not. It's a fact that I think AEW wrestlers need to learn how to actually wrestle, and I think that these two would come in and actually teach the proper mechanics of a professional wrestling match. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan are perfect for that role.
And you know what? That could be a good thing as well. These two can teach a new generation of wrestlers how to actually sell and wrestle without throwing the finishing moves and 2 countouts. Back then, if you hit a signature move on your wrestler, that's it. 1, 2, 3, you're done. Nowadays, it's just nothing but 2 counts after 2 count after 2 count. Yeah, something definitely needs to change in AEW. And I see how these dudes be wrestling on there. Nothing but the same move over and over again. Much like how the WWE is, but I don't know.
Are going to be able to help some of the younger guys or the indie veterans improve in the ring. This can include teaching them the importance of selling and pacing, because that seems to be a really big issue with the company. On the other hand, Daniel Bryan and CM Punk are going to have some amazing matches that I seriously cannot wait to see. There's so many dream matches that would need to happen. Daniel Bryan and CM Punk would have to have matches against Malachi Black, Andrade, Hangman Adam Page, MJF, Ricky Starks, Sammy Guevara, and Kenny Omega. And there's so many more names as well. These are a ton of fresh and new matchups that we have not really seen in the past before. I think that CM Punk versus MJF is a feud that would have some iconic promos, and it would easily make a lot of money for the company.
Wait a second. That was MJF when he was young? When was this?
I think the more important impact that CM Punk and Daniel Bryan can have with AEW for the long term is their creative minds. God. As we discussed, they can help when it comes to the in-ring product. That is obvious. They can also do the same thing when it comes to the creative side of things. Let's take Daniel Bryan as an example. He was given a creative role on SmackDown in the beginning.
Okay, I don't know why is this clip stuck on one area. Wait a second. Let me
and Daniel Bryan can have with AEW for the long term.
Yeah, I don't know what was that about.
Creative minds.
My apologies, y'all.
They can help when it comes to the in-ring product. That is obvious. They can also do the same thing when it comes to the creative side of things. Let's take Daniel Bryan as an example. He was given a creative role on SmackDown in the beginning of the year, and everyone was in love with SmackDown during that time period. New stars were getting pushed. The in-ring work was being prominently featured, and even the storylines were entertaining. Daniel Bryan clearly has a love for the business, whether it is inside the ring or outside. He should be a valuable piece of the company after he decides to retire from wrestling. CM Punk, on the other hand, also had some really cool creative ideas when he was on WWE backstage. An example was how he thought Keith Lee should have been pushed quicker after Survivor Series. The former champion is all about pushing for the future, and I think both of these guys will be working behind the scenes with Tony Khan, making AEW better for the next decade, showing a lot of new faces on TV. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan joining AEW would have a massive impact on the world of professional wrestling. If they were to join, that would only continue to give AEW the big names that they need to make their roster even more stacked. This would no doubt influence talent around the world to consider joining AEW as their first option instead of the WWE. Many times people always want to join World Wrestling Entertainment because they view it as the bigger company. But I think adding CM Punk and Daniel Bryan to a roster full of veterans like Moxley, Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, MJF, Hangman, and Cody Rhodes, and all the other names that those guys have over there would be enough to make them the #1 destination
I
for a
agree.
lot of people.
I completely agree with you, bro.
The last point that I would like to make is that this would be a game changer for AEW. Right now, AEW is on a good track to be a very healthy company that's easily the second biggest wrestling promotion in the world right now. However, I believe signing these two guys would be very big for AEW. I think they'd be so big that it would change the game. These signings would be the moments that fans look back when they say that this is when everything changed for the company and
Oh yeah,
professional wrestling as a whole. All Elite Wrestling has the potential to close the gap between itself and WWE. And honestly, it kind of starts with CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. And
yeah,
that is why I think these two signings with
yeah,
AEW would be huge for the brand. However, we need to wait and see what actually happens and plays out because as reliable as Sean Ross Sapp is, you never know. This could be CM Punk trolling everyone only to make a surprise return to WWE. On the other hand, Daniel Bryan might just want to spend more time with his family, so we don't really know his situation either. However, I do think that AEW could give him the perfect part-time schedule. We'll have to wait and see is what I'm trying to say, but I have a feeling that it's actually going to happen with both of these men. But like I said, let's just be a little patient. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed.
yeah. Okay, this Chromebook is acting real retarded right here. Yo, programmer, what's up? Yeah, this Chromebook is acting really stupid. I think it's on drugs or something. But here's the thing. Do I think the rumors are true? I'm not sure, but we have to wait and see what actually happens because I've been dying to know if it's actually going to really happen because CM Punk and Daniel Bryan are going to end up changing AEW forever. And like you said before, it can teach the new generation of wrestlers how to wrestle and how to sell, not, you know, making it look sloppy and just looking like crap. So there's a reason why AEW, in my honest opinion, is a better company than the WWE. Yeah, they're breaking legends, from the WWE, but guess what? This company still worked. You know, if it does, in fact, indeed, come true about Dan Bryan and CM Punk coming to AEW, I would think it's going to change the game forever. Vince is going to end up pissing his pants right now, and the whole WWE creative team are going to end up looking stupid like always. So I can only hope that they let Daniel Bryan, you know, be him and cut promos he never got to cut in the WWE. CM Punk got away with everything, especially that pipe bomb he did on John Cena and Vince McMahon and the whole entire company and the fans as a whole. Imagine him saying a lot of crazy stuff on AEW. I will bet you it will draw in ratings. So I truly hope that if this in fact indeed is true about AEW, then I'm gonna, I'm gonna lose it in a good way because I want to see Daniel Bryan and CM Punk back in the ring, especially CM Punk. I want to see him back in the ring. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So comment down below. What are y'all thoughts on this rumor CM Punk and Daniel Bryan debuting in All Elite Wrestling? Yeah, you know what? you know what, Pro Gamer Galaxy, I've been thinking about this too. You know, bringing the fourth Raw. You can just say what you want to say, go off the script. You ain't gotta read the script, try to memorize it, and look heck is stupid as always, man. Like you're free to do what you want in you know what I'm saying in the ring. You're in control of your creativity. I just wish the WWE could just somehow be more creative like AEW. If they ended up doing the same thing, you know, with the BS promos like John Cena and them always cut. You know what? Speaking of John Cena, I was watching Kicking It with Ross video. Shout outs to him. He did a reaction to a promo that John Cena cut. And apparently John Cena, even though he's cut the same promos that he was before, Roman Reigns has gotten better with his promos since he turned heel last summer. So if I do happen to see a clip of John Cena and Roman Reigns cutting a promo, we're going to react to it together because I want to see if it's actually improving. Because what happened 4 years ago, I was completely turned off. Both come off like hypocrites, and especially John Cena because he's like a part-timer. So apparently he's going to end up coming back to rise of Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. It's been confirmed already, so I don't think I care for it about this match either way because we know Roman Reigns is going to end up beating John Cena. So even though I do love the character, the Tribal Chief character, when it comes to Super Cena, not so much. But I am looking forward to seeing what promos are going to end up cutting this coming Friday. And Lord, please don't let it be 2017 all over again. I don't care who's win. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who wins the promos between John Cena and Roman Reigns. I don't care. I just want to see something new and improved. So I think that's all I got for y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button. So if you want the original video, it would be in the description below. So if y'all don't mind, I gotta get up out of here. I gotta do some more content because there's some interesting things about Injustice cartoon. The same people who made Mortal Kombat Scorpions, Legends of Scorpions. I mean, Mortal Kombat Legends, Scorpions Revenge, and Battle for the Realms. So it's made by the same animator. So I'm looking forward to it. So I'll see y'all there.